The information provided by the speakers and/or presenter on Facebook and YouTube is for general informational purposes only. All information is provided in good faith. However, Constructive Talk makes no representation or warranty of any kind, express or implied, regarding the accuracy, adequacy, validity, reliability, availability, or completeness of this information. The number to call in live on Constructive Talk is 1-868-464-7003.
Your peace of mind is our priority. Prozone Security, your trusted partner in safety. With 24-hour monitoring and patrols, we've got your back day and night. Affordable, reliable, and always on guard. Prozone Security offers top-notch protection for your home, business, and everything in between. No matter the size, no matter the time, Prozone is committed to safeguarding what matters most to you. Contact us today at 767-7376 or visit us on Facebook and Instagram at KDF and Associates. Need security you can count on? Call us today. Prozone Security, affordable, reliable, 24/7 protection. Prozone Security, always on guard.
You give your hand to me, and let me say hello, and nothing more can speak. My heart is beating so, and everyone can tell. You think you know me well, well you don't know me.
Hey guys, I am Nigel Okconor, a singer for all seasons. I am that voice that moves you for every occasion. I am that voice that celebrates life moments one note at a time. I am Nigel Okconor. You can contact me at 783-0054 or 754-3154. And oh yes, that's me singing in the background.
I want to start by reading a quote for you that is trending online now. Someone sent it to me and I saw it so many times. I think it's good for us to read this quote. I'm sure when I start to read it, you will be familiar with it. It says, out of hatred for the cockroach, the ants voted for the insecticide. Out of hatred for the cockroach, the ants voted for the insecticide. They all died, big on in the tail, including the housefly that didn't even vote. They all died, including the housefly that didn't even vote. It says an African proverb, but it could be a Trinidadian and Tobagonian proverb. It is so true of our situation here today.
Brown Eyes Promotion presents We Outside Tobago Carnival 3, October 24th to 27th, an all-inclusive package, inclusive of breakfast, lunch, and accommodations. Smith Drive, Lowlands, Tobago, opposite Gulf City Mall. Limited spots. Book yours now. Call 713-4029. Accommodation options: 1 bedroom with a kitchenette, 2 beds, up to 4 people, or 2 bedrooms self-contained, 6 people max, queen size, plus single beds. Check-in time 2:30 p.m. Check out 11 a.m. Limited spots available. Prices with breakfast and lunch, $2,000 per person. Breakfast only $1,700 per person. Half payment due by July 31st. Pay off by September 30th. Non-refundable. Payment plans available. For more info and to book your spots, call 713-4029. We outside Tobago Carnival 3 from October 24th to 27th. All courtesy Brown Eyes Promotion. We do not own the copyrights for the song playing in the background.
Ding, 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 line. I was thinking what kind of song to write for the year 2001. Should I compose a nation building song or just blaze them politicians? But when I hear Pan they get 19 seats and he run and give a speech of victory, I tell myself something wrong, so I compose this song for kinky head people like me, because I don't understand what's really happening. For years me crooks and panther was busting we liver string. Well, I honestly believe the message was loud and clear, but the results from the elections prove the mystic breaking black man air they don't hear. So don't expect me to jam your prime minister.
No, don't tell me.
I stopped drinking bush tea for your fever.
I said no, don't tell me.
Cause you ain't do it once but you did it twice. Elections gone, is you choose Barabbas in front of Christ. So if you notice your little daughter bringing home a grand, because Camilla sent she to a school inside the Bitam, and when she bring home the baby father, the man like more sex than Panday. Please don't stop me in the road to complain, cause I have nothing to say. My personal comments I will reserve.
You got a government you deserve.
To complain to me now, boy, you got some nerve. You got a government you deserve. I try my best to put sense in black man head. The consequence I was not afraid. But when I see Keith and Daphne on TV, deep in my heart I felt betrayed. Cause I remember in 1998 I got chastised when I sing my song. But if I did like game I would have take out she name and deceitfully win me crown. UNC corrupt like hell but Sat Maharaj wouldn't say so. As black man open me mouth he find that man should go. To these negative response from the black man I'm not surprised, because I've come to one conclusion: today black man is his own demise. He ain't wise. So don't tell me nothing about the EBC.
No, don't tell me.
Because I know some of you vote for UNC.
I said no, don't tell me.
Don't tell me that they cancel the URP. And how you can't get work to maintain your family. So if you end up just like a criminal on the run, because all the promises that they make, they ain't keeping none. And civil servants can't get a back pay, plus yourself can't get a 10 days. Please don't stop me in the road to complain, cause I wouldn't be amazed. My little knowledge now I must preserve.
You get a government you deserve.
To protest problem now it take plenty nerve. You get a government you deserve. It's from the public I get my lyrics. You just give me inspiration. You just give me the strength and courage to slaughter them politicians. But when I see you supporting Pandey, and condoning all that is wrong. It's like giving me bread and a full glass of milk, then you turn wrong and kick it down. And they call businessmen parasitic oligarchies. But today Jack Warner and do praise the good buddies. What excuse you could have to put him back in power? If you ask Errol McLeod, he'll tell you that man was done a fork-tongue cobra. Yes, sir. Don't tell me Caroni going through hell.
No, don't tell me.
I hear what the man can drink, he planning to sell.
I said no, don't tell me.
Don't tell me nothing about the Incogen deal. And how they never give a conch for the shipload of rice they steal. But if you notice, Carlos have a brand new Beamer, and he delayed the process till he come a minister. And you hear he got millions in cutback from the Miss Universe show as a gift. Please don't stop me and ask me to confirm, because I plead in the fifth. My little cacadal tried to preserve.
You get a government you deserve.
Ask Manning how much money he left reserve. You get a government
you deserve.
Good. Always. Sugar.
Thank you. I feel sorry for loyal citizens who get caught up in the lacquer. But a fish always rotten from the head. Is Robbie and Pam put him there? Now Pandey get the taste of power. He feel that he's indispensable. Since I sing about his wife, he hate me for life, so they introduced clause 7. I didn't believe Kaisonians could be bought easily. I would like to know what's the price they pay for Gypsy. In my humble opinion, his actions was rather slack. I hope he don't say he bad lucky if a man end up riding he back down a track. So don't tell me about going back to school and learn.
No, don't tell me.
When my future was never your concern.
I said no, don't tell me.
Don't tell me nothing about being black conscious. When your behavior proved to me you're worse than Judas. So if the PNM end up winning the court session, and you land in jail for signing false declaration, and in the night a big strong prisoner making sure you enjoy your stay, don't bother to write me and tell me that try and contact Pandey, cause the motto now in jail is protect and serve.
You get a government you deserve.
To tell me you get raped but you got some nerve. You get a government
you deserve.
Sugar. Always.
Hi, good evening to those of you locked on to Constructive Talk. This evening, it's a pleasure to be here with you guys. Thank you all very, very much for being with me. I hope that this evening conversation will bring some sort of awareness and seriousness to what's happening in Trinidad and Tobago. If not just trust me, I think sometimes I wonder if, I wonder if doing this, sometimes if it really makes sense, because when you listen to some people's conversation and you listen to what's going on, you really wonder if what I'm doing here, if it's making sense, because I am telling you, this country is in a place where now I don't know, common sense ain't so common as all of that, and some people are just really out to deceive. I don't even know if people understand what is truth anymore, if people understand what is right anymore.
I am worried about the future of Trinidad and Tobago in the context of how some people see truth.
One day, a scorpion stood at the edge of a wide river. He wanted to cross, but couldn't swim. Just then, a frog hopped by. "Frog," the scorpion called out, "would you carry me across the river on your back?" The frog looked at him suspiciously. "But you're a scorpion," he replied. "You might sting me." The scorpion shook his head. "If I sting you, we'll both drown. That wouldn't make sense, right?" The frog thought for a moment. The scorpion had a point. "Okay," he said. "Climb on." Halfway across the river, the frog suddenly felt a sharp pain in his back. The scorpion had stung him. "Why did you do that?" cried the frog as they both began to sink. "You'll die too." The scorpion and said, "I couldn't help it. It's just in my nature." Morale of the story: be careful who you trust. No matter how convincing their words may be, their true nature will always reveal itself.
I hope you all understood that parable and what the meaning of what was said in that parable. This evening I have a guest with me. Good evening, sir. I have my member of parliament, Mr. Brian Manning. Mr. Manning, you hearing me? Hello? Alright, let me try another way then. Alright, so I'm going to get my member of parliament on with me this evening, because he has some information that he wants to share. And I when I saw it today, I was really pleased when I saw what he is embarking on doing. And I think this evening I said to myself, I wanted to get him on so that he can share with not just Trinidad and Tobago, but by extension the world, what he is doing. This country ain't understand yet what's going on, you know. I am telling you, this country doesn't understand yet what is happening. Okay, alright. What? Yeah. Alright, so I think I have him. He's connecting. So hold on, Trinidad and Tobago, as I connect with my member of parliament. Good evening, sir. Alright, so he's still connecting. Let's see how we can do this. Yeah, so I am really wondering if Trinidad and Tobago really understand what is going on. Alright, I don't know if Trinidad and Tobago understand what is happening. I don't think people fully understand, and there are some people who are waiting for budget. What is happening? There are some people waiting for the budget to see if things are going to change. Well, let me give you a rude awakening, eh? Things are not going to change, eh? It may just get worse. Alright? It may just get worse. I listened to Mr. Imbert on Saturday. And he was saying if the deficit of the budget is going to be what they are predicting it is going to be, then, sorry to say, but there might just be job loss. Right? There might just be job loss. Because it is not going to be as easy as some people think it is. It's not going to be as easy as some people think it is. But I don't know. And there are some people who behaving as though 13 is such a great number that can create such great effect in the parliament. I don't know, boy. We need to wake up. I'm really trying to connect with my member of parliament. I don't know what is happening. I don't know what is happening, but I'm trying to connect with him so that you guys, we can have a conversation this evening. And I wanted him to really to highlight what he is doing in San Fernando East. All right, I'm really trying to connect with him so that he can tell you what he's up to in San Fernando East. So let's see how we can do this. We need to do this. This evening, I really want to do this. All right.
Line. Ding, line. I was thinking what kind of song to write for the year 2001. Should I compose a nation building song or just blaze them politicians? But when I hear Pan they get 19 seats and he run and give his speech of victory, I tell myself something wrong, so I compose this song for kinky head people like me, because I don't understand what's really happening. For years me crooks and panther was busting we liver string. Well, I honestly believe the message was loud and clear, but the results from the elections proved to me stick breaking black man air. They don't hear, so don't expect me to jam your prime minister.
No, don't tell me.
I stopped drinking bush tea for your fever.
I said no, don't tell me.
All right.
Cause you ain't do it once, but you did it twice.
All right. So I think I have Mr. Manning on the line. Good evening, sir. How are you?
Good evening. How are you, sir?
I am blessed, man. I'm happy to have you on this evening. Really happy to have you on this evening.
Thank you for having me. I always appreciate it.
Right. So what is happening? I saw in the news today where you were assisting the URP monthly paid workers. Let me first say this, Mr. Manning. The misinformation that is going out there is real bad. There are people who believe that the URP workers are the persons who would get the 10 days, as you would call it. The laborers who work on the street side, those are the persons that they sent home. That is not the people that was sent home. The people
that's not the monthly paid workers. These are the people who work in administration. They were managing the program. They were the actual people who are being paid fortnightly. They were the monthly paid employees of the URP.
And that is
completely different.
And that is what some people not aware of, or some people just deliberately trying to fool people.
They don't want to believe the truth because they would have to admit that they were deceived by a vindictive government, and they don't want to believe it because it's obvious. When you say the monthly paid workers, the URP employees the laborers aren't paid monthly. Everybody knows that. The administrators, the managers of the programs are salaried people and were paid monthly. So I don't buy that story. They just don't want to admit the truth.
Beautiful. So this evening I said I wanted to have you on because you have started an initiative that I want to commend you publicly about. I think that you are really you overdone yourself this time, boy. You overdone.
Well, I mean, being in one PNM constituency in the Southland, places a huge responsibility on my shoulders and the shoulders of the constituency. So it's our job to ensure that the people of the constituency and environment are not being victimized by this government. Already we've seen almost complete collapse of local government services in parts of the constituency. Union Hall, Taradale, in Corinth, no garbage collection, drains aren't being cleared. and it's really victimization, and we believe that.
Right. And boy, it's really sad, because there are a lot of persons who don't understand that the local government takes up the slack, because people are thinking that is your responsibility, when in truth and in fact,
once again, there are people who don't want to understand, right? Because when you ask them, what is your counselor's job, they get all quiet because they don't know. That's not the case. They know what the counselor's job is. The counselor is supposed to supply local government services, which is clearing drains, patching roads, clearing grass, collecting garbage. That is what your local government person is supposed to do. And that is what they do. But there are parts of San Fernando East that do not fall under the San Fernando City Corporation that are managed by UNC-led corporations, and they have been withholding their services from the people of San Fernando East, much like Taradale. Many people in Taradale do not realize that they have a UNC counselor as their representative. They don't know because they never see the counselor. She's never in that community, ever. And because of it, Taradale is being basically neglected by the PTRC, and intentionally so. And we are going to just have to highlight more of these issues going forward to ensure that the people of San Fernando East do not continue to be victimized by these people.
Beautiful. And you know that this platform is open to you just for that also.
We appreciate it.
So let us talk about the initiative that you have started, and I think it's today. I saw a press conference I saw on the Express, I believe it was, where you have taken up the plight of your constituents who were displaced by the URP.
Yes, they completely fired every single person in the San Fernando East office at the URP, and we decided to really bring them together and to put a face to this situation. You have the government saying that the program was filled with criminals and ghosts. That is not the case. The program was filled with many times unskilled single mothers, and this was the only form of income. And they waited till the first week of the new school term to decide to put them on the breadline. Which is about as callous as it gets. It just says they don't care. And I see the Minister of Local Government now saying that they're going to help these people with social services. So it's just saying they're criminals and ghosts. Now you're saying you're going to help them with social services.
We are going to help with social services if there's ghosts. Ghosts, you're going to help with social services?
Yeah, and if you were going to do that, why not a system? Why not have somebody there to directly assist them in signing up for these social services? There was no one there. They got no notice. It was just somebody showed up one day, handed them a letter, and they were unemployed. That goes against every single labor law in Trinidad and Tobago. And the People's National Movement has a cadre of attorneys who are working to assist these people to really receive the justice that they deserve.
Wow! So this today, give us an idea now of how you would have gone about. So you would have gone about contacting these persons. They came to the office today, and give us how was your response to?
They reached out to us. We reached out to those that we could. We made sure to collect the information, the names, and then we passed them on to the PNM attorneys who had already been taking the matter to court with the CPAP and the other URP workers. So now that the URP monthly paid employees have been terminated in the same, and you know.
Hello?
Hello?
Okay, you sound like you're breaking. You went off for a minute there.
Yeah.
Right.
Sorry, we to patronize their supporters, mainly the PSA. The government has already backed itself in a corner. They don't have funding. They cannot keep their ridiculous promises. So now they are basically shafting one group of people who they think don't support them to really ingratiate another who they think do. And that is really what is going on, and that is reprehensible. People shouldn't have to be politically victimized because of who they support and who they do.
Well, you know, I want to, while I have you on the line, I want to say to you that there is I don't know, I want to play something for you to listen to. And when you listen to this, I want you to tell me what are your thoughts. Listen to how I don't even know how to explain this, boy. Listen to this. All right.
It was a long day at court for 10
No, it's not that I want to play for you. There is something I want to play for you. Let me tell you something. All right, listen to this.
CPEP and URP was meant to do two things: keep black people poor and stupid, and to put big money in finances' pocket.
You heard that?
No, I didn't hear clearly. Sorry, it sounded like P-brain, but I couldn't hear clearly.
I'm going to play it again for you. Let me see if you could hear it. Boy.
CPEP and URP was meant to do two things: keep black people poor and stupid, and to put big money in finances' pocket. CPEP and URP is a money-making enterprise.
You heard him?
Yes, I heard it.
One more time. One more time.
CPEP and URP was meant to do two things: keep black people poor and stupid, and to put big money in finances' pocket. CPEP and URP is a money-making enterprise.
You. No, when you think that was bad, right?
Yeah, well, Philip Edward Alexander seems to be obsessed with black people. And you have to ask yourself why. I have personally seen that man make some of the more racist statements I have ever seen on social media. So I don't really take him seriously when it comes to anything. But you know what's the good thing about the closure of the CPEP and URP programs? That people are finally seeing what it is they used to do. Because all over this country now, including South East, you have shoulder-high bush everywhere, right? You have garbage collected everywhere. We have flooding today and yesterday like we haven't seen in years in this country, in parts of this country where we didn't have flooding. And it's because the CPEP and URP teams have not been able to do their job. And the Minister of Local Government is asleep at the wheel. So they weren't able to collect garbage. They weren't able to clear drains. And that is why today, over the weekend, we had some of the worst flooding we have seen in the history of this country. That is not by accident. So all those people who want to criticize the URP and criticize the CPEP, I hope you see exactly what they were adding, what value they were adding to this country. And this program absorbed a lot of people who were otherwise unemployable. A lot of unskilled single mothers, a lot of people who have disabilities are also employees of these programs. People don't know that because they don't take the time to go on the ground and see the persons who are actually in these programs. It's not ghosts. It's real people who otherwise may have been unable to find a job or ended up on social welfare. As soon as they get unemployed, you hear the minister talking about social welfare because many of them are unemployable otherwise. So, right? so it is so callous and uncaring to describe these people as though they're not real people. They are very much real.
You think that was bad? You think that?
No, I don't expect anything good from that individual, so I'm not surprised. Trust me.
You think that was bad? What he said? Listen to this. You think he was bad? I want you to listen to this one. Now, when I heard this one, I said, "Nah, boy, nah." I thought it could have got worse, but listen to this.
Welcome back. Let me say this: for those of you who have been die-hard URP supporters, it's not just PNM supporters. You got to understand, this is political. URP is an evil entity. That's what I'm going to call it under the PNM because it's a gang-related entity. And I support the Prime Minister if they're going to dismantle URP and even CPEP, dismantle it because it's supposed to be an unemployment relief program. But here it is, you have these PNM supporters for 10 long years, a decade. All you are under unrelief support program, unemployment relief program. Come on, or you can't be for real. So for those of you who think that you're going to stay there, you have had 4 months. You all know it's a political entity. When a party wins, that is what goes on. You all come in and filter. Now, you all were there for 10 years, a decade. Come on, for God's sake. I think this is the end of it. And I think that the Prime Minister needs to look at dismantling it for good. Dismantle URP. That's a PNM so-called frustrated, demonized, and gang-related entity.
What? No, I I don't know. You Mr. Manning, what you
Yeah,
think about?
I don't know who this lady is, but she clearly has no idea what she's talking about. Right? A lot of these people, like I said, they are persons who are there for a period of time, and they switch them out regularly. But then there are also the administrators who are salaried employees of the program. Those are the ones that were fired. So it's not like, so there are people who may have been administrators there working for 10, 15, 20 years. But usually the program rotates many of the unemployed persons within the community to give them an opportunity at a job, right, at working honestly. And also in 2015, when the PNM came to office, this didn't happen. Nobody can tell me the PNM fired everybody working there. As this lady incorrectly says, it's some political entity, and therefore when a new government comes in, everybody has to get fired. The PNM didn't come in 2015, 2016 and fire everybody across the public service. That is exactly what the UNC is known for doing. And in fact, in 2010, I think they call it ethnic stalking, is what they were calling it in the media, when they were packing every job, every institution in this country with their own people and sidelining everybody else. So don't fall for that misinformation. I don't know who that lady is. I don't know who paid her to say what or whatever, but that is absolute nonsense and it's completely untrue. And as I said, people are seeing for the first time with their own eyes what happens without the CPEP and URP program. The local government does not have the ability to manage what needs to be managed completely in this country at a ground level. That's why those programs were implemented to supplement our local government activity. And we're bearing repercussions for it right now.
Well, I just wanted to play those things for you so that you'll have an idea of how there are some people thinking out there, and as you say, it's not as though they're deliberately pushing a narrative out there to create.
That lady has no idea what she's talking about, or she's just plain lying. Right? There's nobody who has been in URP for 10, 15 years getting steady employment, unless you are an employee or administrator of the program. Right? So she doesn't know what she's talking about.
Wow. So so the case, the lawyers would have met with the employees today, and I just wanted to get a feedback from you. How was the feeling from the employees seeing that you would have taken this initiative? And
they were very heartbroken, and really that's what motivated me to get involved with, because a lot of people they don't know where the next dollar is coming from.
Thank you.
As I said, URP employees are some of the most vulnerable people in the country. And instead of just putting them on public assistance and social welfare where they would not be productive, you found a productive use for their skills so that they could actually contribute something to their country and make an honest living and have some pride in themselves. Now the UNC has eliminated this program, and you have to come to them cap in hand, begging for a check every month in the social welfare program. How is that better? How is that viable? People were making an honest living, paying their bills, paying their rent and mortgage, sending their children to school. You fire all of them and tell them, come and sign up for social welfare. They get a check for doing nothing every month. How does that benefit Trinidad to me? I couldn't tell.
Well, wow. So, Mr. Manning, tell me what are some of the I don't even know what to ask. In the sense that
it's tragic.
Yeah,
it's tragic. People crying in my office. People don't know, waiting for HCC to send them notice for missed payments for their mortgage. The salaries was already coming late. They have to pay over late fees. They have to pay overcharges. The people are very, very hurt and concerned, and rightfully so. And the government fires them without any kind of discussion as to how it is they're going to move forward. And you have people in the public service, the PSA, who gallivanting and gloating, right? While we have 40,000 people losing their jobs, you have people getting a salary increase who have jobs, and they don't have no care for the most vulnerable people who are not going to have any job. And the PSA president has nothing to say about it. That's incredible.
Boy. So this is really heartbreaking, boy. While I have you on the line, there are some persons wanted to understand why the opposition would have voted against the bill on Friday. You want to just give us your insight into that?
Yeah, they didn't really vote against the bill. There were elements of the bill. They overall supported the bill, but there were elements of the bill they didn't agree with. The government came to the parliament and it was moved by the Minister of Sport, saying that the bill was basically intended to help our national sport teams attract more international talent. They were saying that if your grandparents had a TNT passport, then you were eligible also for a TNT passport. So if your parents or grandparents had a passport, a TNT passport, you're eligible to become a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago. But it's two different things. As one says, if your parents were born in Trinidad and Tobago and you had a TNT passport, as opposed to if you may not have been born in Trinidad and Tobago, but you have a TNT passport. One opens up a very wide net for mischief. And we felt that it had to be changed to limit any opportunity for that kind of mischief, where people who have limited ties to Trinidad and Tobago could now come to Trinidad and benefit from the resources of this country, whether it's free healthcare, going to school for free gate program, whatever it is that the citizens of this country are eligible for, they can come and access those resources. And in some cases, even vote, even though they have limited ties to the country. So that's what we were concerned about.
Right.
Most of the international sport programs they have a limit on the number of naturalized players that can play on a national team anyway. Right? You couldn't just go around and hand out passports to people and then they can represent Trinidad and Tobago in sport. For instance, in basketball, when I was the president there, we were only allowed one naturalized player on our national basketball team. That's one player who would have become a citizen other than by birth. So if you open up this program, how effective or beneficial would it actually be to our national sport teams? That's really the question that we were asking.
Right.
We were trying to close any loophole in the legislation and limit opportunity for abuse.
Right. Because there's some person saying that you they wanted some more information on why you all would have voted the way you voted.
Yeah. Because let's say I grew up in the US and my parents were Trinidad and I'm eligible for a passport. So I applied for it and get a passport. But I've never lived in Trinidad. I barely know anything about Trinidad. I just have Trinidad parents. So now my children who have never been to Trinidad, never grew up in Trinidad, are also eligible for a passport. So let's say my children who live in the US or whatever decide now that they want to vote in a Trinidad election. They could, even though they have had no real ties to the country. So if you have people just start applying for passport who have never really spent any meaningful time in the country, it opens up the system to abuse. Or they start applying to the CDAP program for drugs, or they start applying to GATE for education in Trinidad because they don't want to have to pay school fees in the US or in the UK. So it really affects our resources.
So let me ask you this. At the discussion stage, you always sit and go through the bill and you always share.
The committee
stage, yeah. When you all presented those things to the government, what did they say?
They basically shook it off and I think they made their own minor amendments, but they didn't consider the changes that we had on.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's what we are saying. We're saying that there's a loophole in there that opens up the legislation to abuse. And that is when we want that loophole closed. There's only so many international, what they call naturalized players that are able to play on any national sport team. And they brought the bill to Parliament saying that this bill is all about expanding the talent pool for our national teams. So,
right.
So say that, but that is not explicitly stated in the bill. It gives, it says that anybody who has a parent or grandparent with a Trinidad and Tobago passport is eligible for a Trinidad and Tobago passport, not just to play sport, but for any reason.
I would like to keep you on the line for a little while for persons to share with you how they feel about this, because I don't think people fully understand that is the reason why the opposition would have said, hey, hold up. I think you all are opening up the gate. You all are opening up a gate of
to abuse.
Yeah.
Abuse.
Yeah.
Abuse of the system.
So I would like for persons to call in and have Mr. Manning on the line. My member of Parliament for San Fernando East is soon to be Dr. Manning. You know, I'm practicing to see it.
A lot of hard work between here and there. Trust me.
I'm practicing to see it from now, so that when the next I have him on the phone line, I'll be saying Dr. Brian Manning, you know. But he's on
Dr. B the Trini, they call me.
Dr. B the Trini. What? What? I don't know what you are. So I have him on the phone line this evening, Trinidad and Tobago, and it's always a privilege and an honor, a pleasure to have him on. And whenever I have him on, I want to try and work him a little bit. So I want you all to call in and chat with him about the bill on Friday. That bill. What's the name of the bill again, Mr. Manning?
I can't recall the exact official title of the bill.
Okay, I have a caller on. Hello, good evening.
Yeah. Hi, good afternoon, Pastor. Good afternoon to your member of Parliament. Pastor, I have that same problem. I have that same issue.
What's the issue?
How can you possibly tell me you open up my country, the people who can sing the anthem? So my issue is, what if 6 months down the road we have an election? Then now you have an influx of people coming to more or less get passport.
Who know nothing about Trinidad and Tobago, but allowed to vote in a Trinidad and Tobago election. You are exactly right.
I mean, and that's my problem. So I have an issue because they try to disguise the bill, but really and truly, if the bill is for so purpose, vote for it.
Correct. And you see the thing with citizenship, that belongs really in the purview of the Minister of National Security.
They try to disguise the bill as a sports program, but
exactly. Exactly. They moved it by the Minister of Sport, but as a national security issue, citizenship is the purview of the Minister of National Security. So why didn't he introduce the bill?
I don't
know. Oh gosh, all now we'd still be in Parliament. All now we'd still be in Parliament. Let us be real. Thank you.
Being real, they disguise this bill, but the sole purpose is vote for it.
Thank you.
And that's what we are saying. Our sport teams, the international federation, whether it's FIFA, FIBA, whoever, have a limit on the number of naturalized players that can participate in any national team. In basketball with FIBA, I can tell you it's one naturalized player per national team. Right? Wow. That's one player. So why you need to open it up to all of these people if you only allow one naturalized player per national team? Wow. It does not make sense.
Let's take this call.
And if you want to limit it to national teams, why not write that into the bill?
Thank you. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Pastor Google, Dr. Manning, the tall man here. Good evening.
How are you?
I'm cool. I'm fine. Pastor Google, I was listening to Dale and Tony today, and Tony was saying he and Earl Batiste is from that media house is the people who help pilot or bring that idea towards you know getting naturalized citizens or people who is Trinidadian parentage. They call it the grandfather bill, right? To bring these people to support whatever football or wherever. Tony was saying within that bill, with what is seen now, it never had no discussion whatsoever about opening up the bill to bring people from India and all over the world to come to Trinidad, all 500,000 people. It never had that in the discussion. It's just like what Dr. Manning is saying there. That is what he was saying. It was just to bring sportsmen. It never had nothing to do with bringing doctors and lawyers. As a matter of fact, somebody was making a point in the parliament that we have enough doctors and lawyers that we don't even have work for.
Correct. We have medical people and this country can't find work.
Listen, Pastor Go, let me shoot from the hip. I'm making a statement and I'm stopping. This is about rigging the election. They want to bring the people to Trinidad and Tobago that PNM could never see the corridors of power. Again, this is about vote apparent and bringing people into to get citizenship in this country, so it will never be PNM in the corridors of power again. That's what this bill is about. This bill is about nothing else but that. I God.
All right.
Yep. And that's what we said. There's a sinister aspect of this bill that we believe that we try to ask for that loophole to be closed, and the government refused to close the loophole. And you have to ask yourself why.
Let's take this call. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Pastor.
Good evening.
Good evening. And good evening to your guest.
Yes, Mr. Manning.
Right, Dr. Manning.
Yes, good evening. Wow. I really need to pass this thing over.
We are going too far, right? I just show you something. Bangladeshi vote in Guyana election. The Chinese vote in Guyana election. People from Africa vote in the election. And people from all over come out, they give up Commonwealth ID card and passport and things to vote. And I never hear that in election yet. And the same thing happened in Guyana. It's the same thing she trying in Trinidad. And that is the story about it.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yep. That's the problem. That's the problem right there.
Wow. So people seeing them for who they are, boy.
Yep.
People
I'm
seeing
glad
them for who they are.
people are aware. I'm glad they see it.
Let's take this call.
We asked the question, if it's for sports, then why not say that we limit this to sportsmen for various national teams? That is not what was written into the legislation.
I see. But
you have the bill being moved by the Minister of Sport under the guise of assisting our sports teams.
Wow, people want you to be on this program regular, Mr. Manning. The phone calls are coming in fast and furious. You know?
Wow.
Yeah. If you see how much calls here right now, persons are calling in. I'm trying to connect a call here, but I don't know what's happening. There's a caller trying to get in here. I don't know how you're not getting in. But yeah, people calling in here fast and furious, like we had to create a day for you alone. I sent you a message.
Available anytime you call Pastor Google.
Real mama guy thing with you, yes. Yes, I sent you a message on WhatsApp, a question somebody asked on YouTube. I don't know if you can look at it.
Let me take a look here, sorry.
Yeah, let's see if you can look at it and answer that question. I think I have another person on the line. This person is calling from where? Florida? Hello, good evening. Caller? Caller, you're live. I don't know. Alright. Caller, you have to call me back. I don't know what's happening. Yes, so could you answer the question that person would have?
Exactly the process, I'm not sure. I think they're going to use the same system. They probably have to go to the embassy or speak with your consul, whoever it is in your area, to discuss how that is done exactly. They should have the documentation there.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Interesting. And I see that the PNM is starting its stand your ground
consultation.
Yes. When is
that's something that also needs real discussion.
Okay. All right.
We don't want to turn this country into a shooting gallery like some parts of the United States. And this government seems to be determined to follow a lot of the policies that they see abroad and transplant them here. But some of them can cause real chaos and confusion in this country. It cannot be where people think they have the right to just execute someone, because they think they're feeling threatened. That they don't work like that.
It's interesting. But I want to tell you this, There are some persons of the opinion that the opposition need to step up its communication with not just their followers, but with the people of Trinidad and Tobago. You see what you just shared here with us? There are a lot of persons who are not aware. And they just think that the opposition oppose for opposing sake. All right? There are a lot of persons who...
I hear that, but I don't know what... the articles are all over the media. You can log on to Parliament channel. I've seen the opposition leader saying exactly what our opposition was in traditional online media. So I mean, I think sometimes people need to at least make the effort to educate themselves before they give an opinion on a matter that's in the public domain.
But you know,
So I don't know.
But you know, they have some persons who they like the traditional. They have this thing about, well, if we have a PRO, why the PRO not coming out and having a press conference and keeping us abreast?
They did after on Saturday after the General Council in San Fernando. There was a press conference.
They had General Council in San Fernando.
Yeah, that's not Pastor Google. Go let me come and find you, please, and give the links. Yes, sir. That General Council in San Fernando on Saturday. Right after the General Council meeting, there was a press conference. It was live streamed. It was all over social media. It was in the newspaper on Sunday. I saw the articles.
Okay, well, there are some people real complaining and saying that
I know that's like people in South London. I walk last term. I walk almost every weekend different parts of the constituency, and you have some people who say, "Boy, I'm here. If you never leave your house, right, and never look outside, how you expect to see me?" Right? It's at 27,000 people in South London East, and you have one MP, and I all over the place all the time. I am on the ground in South London East at least 3 times a week. Generally on Saturday, Thursday I'm in office, and Tuesday I'm visiting different groups and areas. If you never leave your house except to go to work, how do you expect to see your MP? Or anybody else for that matter? I sometimes people have to make the effort to meet people halfway so that they can be properly informed about what is going on in their country. You can't just sit back and be passive and expect everything to fall in your lap.
Let's take this call. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening, MP. MP, could you just confirm from... Oh, yeah, MP, I'm asking, could you just confirm for myself and the national community listening in that this was a bill that was drafted under the previous administration since last year? And if so, could you just confirm for us why it wasn't brought to the table? And before I leave, I just want to say, all the iterations of opposition parties that preceded the UNC or the UNC have always said that the PNM in the 60s would have flooded Trinidad and Tobago with a voting base from the smaller islands, the St. Vincent, Grenada, St. Lucia's, and so on. But here it is, you have the 2 clauses that were added, which is B and C, which didn't have anything to do with the with A, which was to deal with grandparentage in the lineage and for athlete hunting. So I would just like you to confirm for us that if the bill was in fact drafted early on in the tenure of the previous government, that the only clause that was there was 4A, and that the B and C were added in by this present administration. It's more fair and continue the good work, sir. And God's guidance and blessing on the acquisition of your doctorate. Well done, sir. Take care.
Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate that. And that is exactly the case. You have to remember, for a bill to come to Parliament, it has to go through several stages. And that takes some time. There has to be a green paper, white paper. It has to go to JSC. There's consultation. You know, you don't just bring a bill to Parliament. You don't think it up on the weekend, and then by Friday, it's in the Parliament for debate and to be passed as law. There are many stages before a bill can become law. The previous government had been working on this bill specifically for exactly the reason as it was stated. The benefit of our national teams, especially football and track and field, had been clamoring for this bill because we had to expand our pool of talent if you wanted to compete internationally, which is understandable. Trinidad and Tobago is a country of 1.2 million people. United States has 300 million people. I was telling somebody, if I saw a very tall person, every time I go to the US, I marvel how tall there are people, especially some of the women. Right? In Trinidad and Tobago, if we have 1 7-foot basketball player in Trinidad and Tobago per million, 1 7-footer, that gives the United States 300 7-foot players to choose from for their basketball teams. That gives us one. And that one person might not even like to play basketball or even like sports. So you end up with very few. So how do we compete against some of these larger countries with the talent pool we have here? And one of the ways we do that is by expanding our talent pool, and that is what the law is supposed to do. It's supposed to allow talented individuals who participate in sport or other fields, who live in other countries and have some sort of tie to Trinidad and Tobago, to have access to a passport so that they can contribute to the development of this country. It's not supposed to be a free-for-all where anybody who have a grandparent who have a passport could now get a passport themselves. That's, and then they become more of a drain on the country's resources than a benefit to the country. It wasn't supposed to be that.
Well, I think I have it here where Mr. Imbert was making his contribution in the parliament.
By descent.
Yeah, I think I have it here. I want to play it for you and the other listeners and viewers so that they can have a clear understanding of what was some of the concerns of the opposition. Because you saying it, for some people, they're still in hearing what you saying it. Some people stick breaking some people ears. You're laughing. It's frightening in this country, It is frightening in this country. So I want to play for the viewers what it is, Mr. Imbert, what the opposition, some of the concerns that the opposition had for this bill. So take a listen to this Trinidad and Tobago, and those of you who watching outside of Trinidad and Tobago, take a listen to what the opposition had a problem with.
But you limit citizenship by descent to uphold national identity, to prevent potential security risks that arise from dual citizenship. So why are you doing this? Why are you creating a new category of citizenship where neither your parent nor your grandparent has to be born in Trinidad and Tobago? And that is the whole point here. We have no objection to grandparents being added to the Constitution. No big thing. Other countries doing it. We have no problem with that. If your grandparent born here, fine. Sure. Extend the lineage, extend the generations that way. But we cannot agree to 4B and 4C. And I have sent amendments, which I expect will be circulated soon, to delete clauses 4B and 4C. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
And that was the issue. That was the issue you're hearing, Mr. Manning?
Yes. So, and that reminds me that this UNC government can be very sneaky. Same way they tried to pass, Section 34, right? To get their friends off from extradition. I see now all of a sudden Jack Warner file gone missing. I want to ask the Attorney General he should look in his desk drawer to see if he finds it. But I'll move on from that. But what he's saying is that if you had great-grandparents, they said they migrated to the U.S., and they had children in the U.S., and they never visited, and they never lived in Trinidad and Tobago, they visited every now and again, they would be eligible for a passport. And then their children, too, will be eligible for a passport, who also live in the U.S. Maybe they've been to Trinidad and Tobago 2-3 times, and then their children will be eligible for a passport. So you have all these people eligible for a Trinidad and Tobago passport who have limited to no ties to the country at all. But a Trinidad and Tobago passport gives you access to other countries. We have visa-free access to many countries around the world. It gives you access to Trinidad and Tobago resources. We have here in Trinidad and Tobago a substantial public benefit program where people have free medicine, free healthcare, free education. We have a great program. We can have people coming in from the US who may not want to pay to go to university over there, decide to come to Trinidad and Tobago and have the taxpayers of Trinidad and Tobago pay for them to go to school in Trinidad, even though they have not contributed anything meaningful to the tax base of this country. And that's the point that he's trying to make. You have people with limited to no ties. And then worst of all, the same people who not contributed to the tax base have done very little to the development of this country are not also eligible to vote in a national election. And that is where the mischief is, and that's what we're concerned about.
Do you think that the government will lift this SOE?
If they will, well, if you have to see what the crime numbers look like. Because if there's no appreciable decrease in crime, and they had an SOE, it means the government has failed, and they have a difficult time admitting that. But once you put 40,000 vulnerable people on the breadline all at once, how is that going to limit crime in any way? The government says one thing and does one thing with one hand, and then does the exact opposite with the other. You want to limit crime by placing vulnerable people on the unemployment line, people who are already on the edge of poverty, How does that make any sense at all?
But we're not getting the real figures for this for the murder toll, eh? The murder toll figures.
Anything about it?
Yeah, the murder toll figures are being manipulated by the commissioner of police.
All of a sudden, we don't have a murder count in the newspaper anymore. All of a sudden.
Yeah. Even when you go onto the website to check the murder toll, it is constantly at 268 or 2 something. It's never going up, even though you're hearing the murders all over Trinidad and Tobago. But up to now, you can't. You're not getting the proper figures, and that is an issue because that is what they're going to use to show. Look, we're coming to office only 4 months or how much months, and we have the murder toll at the lowest ever in history, 268.
Yeah, and people who live here with open eyes would know better. So you would know better. That can't be true.
It's sad. It is sad, and that is the level of deception that is going on in Trinidad and Tobago, and the media is like they are just propping it up, and continuing with the narrative of the lies and misinformation.
The honeymoon is over for this government. They've been in office several months now. They've actually come to Parliament and asked for a media review for additional funding to run their programs. They asked for funding for URP and CPEP, and then fired everyone. So what is that going to? You know full well we're going into a rainy season, yet you did not properly resource local government. So what does you expect? You want us to not hold you accountable for anything?
We have a call on the line before I allow you to go and hug up your wife. Good evening, sir.
Good afternoon, Pastor Google.
Good evening.
Good afternoon, Dr. Manning.
Good evening. Thanks for calling.
And may I say congratulations to you on your doctorate.
Thank you. Greatly appreciate it. We'll be finished soon.
We have something in common because we have the same first name.
Oh, yes?
Yes, we do, sir.
That means you have good stuff. You have good stuff.
So just so, that's how that has happened?
That's right. That's how it happens.
Look, just
and I had to come in because Pastor Google, what you just said and what Dr. Manning reiterated there was extremely important. Because you see, I will tell you all something now. I am not. Dr. Manning, are you hearing me?
I can hear you loud and clear, sir.
Right. This is important what I'm about to say. I am not an Ian Allen fan. I am not. But since the regime has changed, I've been listening to Ian Allen. And there has been an average of 2 murders per day. Average. 2 murders per day since they became the government.
Yep.
2 murders per day.
Yep.
And we know they're hiding it. Yep. We know they're hiding it because they have put things in place to hide it. Do you understand?
Yeah. All of a sudden, all the social media pages not showing the murder count, and all of a sudden, if anybody stopped their toe,
anywhere.
Yeah, if you stopped their toe in the last 5 years, they were promoting it all over the social media.
It was on front page of papers every day, big and bold. It was on. It was on the news every day, big and bold. But they are hiding it now. But they are an average of 2 murders per day. If you look at the Ian Allen show, you would see of people dying, people being murdered. They are finding bodies. But nobody is saying anything. Absolutely nobody is saying anything. But there are an average of 2 murders per day. Per day.
Yeah.
And they are hiding it. Because they don't want people to know that they are not doing a good job. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And these are some of these things that we have to let the people of Trinidad and Tobago know. Right? We have
Very
to
loud
let
and
them know
clear.
this.
How do you
lots of
recommend?
people-
How do you recommend? Because you have a member of parliament on the phone line, and
Yes.
I want you to share with him how you recommend we going about ensuring that the truth is out there, because a lot of persons are complaining and saying that the opposition is not in your face as the
Let me give you an example how I know this.
as the former opposition. The former opposition would create a narrative, a story, a lie, run with it for weeks. People believe in it. When the truth come out, people saying, "Oh, they're just covering it up." That's not true.
But let me tell you how. There's a journalist called Akash Samaru. As everybody knows, is asking certain questions now. Yes, when PNM was in office, we criticized him, yes. But now that he's asking the same questions of this government, do you know his family has been threatened? Do you know, are you aware, Pastor Google, that his family, his wife, and everybody else has been threatened? Do you know tonight on Ian Allen's program, as I say, me and no fan of Ian Allen, that Ian Allen has indicated that there are threats. It's a social media cost out of him, of Ian Allen. That he indicated that go back and watch his show this evening. Akash Samaru has indicated there are two videos of Akash Samaru asking important questions to Kamla Prasad Bisesa. And his family has been threatened. Are you aware of that?
Yeah.
Yes.
I was completely stunned at the Prime Minister's response when Akash Samaru asked her a question early on when she just came into.
Say that again, Brian. I don't think the caller heard you.
I said I was completely stunned at the Prime Minister's response when Akash Samaru seemed to have asked her a completely reasonable question when she just first came into office, saying that she's not about that this time around, that she was too nice the time before.
Yeah, she was too
the man didn't
nice.
ask you to be nice. He asked you a question so that he could inform the public, which is his job. That is what his job is.
Yeah.
And the same way he was giving the PNM pressure, he was giving this government pressure too.
It is his job. But are you aware, when the shoe was on the other foot, there was no threat?
Correct.
Dr. Rowley was answering certain questions. There are two videos that are now prevalent that you can look at. But today, I am no friend of Akash Samaru. I am no friend of Ian Allen. Are you also aware that Wayne Meister, the Assistant Superintendent of Police, has been sent on leave for 1 year effective immediately?
Was not aware of that, but not surprised.
I'm asking a question.
He said he's not aware, but he said he's not surprised.
But okay, but these are the things we have to look at. That
Yeah.
things are happening that
Look at what they did to Dr. Parsaram.
Say that again. Look at what
Look
happened.
at what they're doing to Dr. Parsaram.
Yes.
For doing his job, for following international best practice, for not agreeing with the nonsense with Sunlight and lying, or whatever it is, punching, Sunlight and punching the offer during COVID.
Yes.
Why try to hound Parsaram out of his job when the man was a public servant doing his job? That's all. That's what he
you
did.
have an SOE where you need all hands on deck. Would you send the assistant commissioner responsible for South and Central on leave for 1 year? When he has just sat all of his examinations and is about to be appointed to be deputy commissioner of police, but has been sent on 1 year leave? Is that a fact, yes or no?
We don't know. That's what Mr. Manning said. He doesn't know.
Well, okay, but that is what we have to ask. These are the questions we have to ask. We have to also
Agreed.
ask if this new minted commissioner of police, who is having difficulty with his subordinates who he jumped over, well, you have to look at these things and ask the question. This is a newly minted commissioner of police, UNC commissioner of police, who jumped over plenty people here. I am asking the question, what school did he go to and who was his best friend in the school? Well, you have to look at these things because you see, we can't just sit here and wait for the news. We have to ask questions and find out. I am asking questions. Is this newly minted UNC Commissioner of Police, did you, sir, Mr. Guevara, go to Cohen Hamilton School? Yes or no?
All right.
I'm asking questions.
All right, but and we appreciate the questions you're asking, and I know that the time is fast spent on my member of parliament. I know that he wants to. I know he has. I just beg it for him. But those are questions that as a program that I'm going to do, because I personally believe that the commissioner is political. I'm sorry.
It has to be because if you are saying
just when I said that he is, and that is it. So
did you say, sir, Mr. Pastor Google, that you agree with stand your ground law and you have not seen the bill?
Yeah, but
not something you haven't seen.
But not only the standing ground law, because I was talking to a former commissioner of police and he promised that he's going to be on my program very soon. A former commissioner of police said to me, when I shared with him my concerns, he said, you are spot on and you are a bright fella. He said, when I said to him, when he was the one that come forward to talk about the SOE to the nation as a commissioner, that is never heard of. I said to him, when he would have pulled the security from former Prime Minister Young and Dr. Rowley without doing a feasible study for himself, that also was wrong. And the former commissioner said to me, I want to come on your show. He said because those things need to be highlighted and brought forward, because at the end of the day, the police service commission has to do an appraisal on him, and those things have to be questioned. He has to answer those questions.
Of course he does. And we must ask these questions, Pastor Google and Dr. Manning. We have to ask these questions.
All right. Thank you very much, Brian.
These questions are extremely important.
Yes, sir.
And if we don't ask and get answers, well, then what are we doing here?
Yeah, man. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes, Mr. Manning. So you see how hot the program must be.
Hot as fire inside here, man.
Fire inside here. You have to come back. You have to come back, man.
You know you're the voice of San Fernando Pastor. When you call, I will answer.
Right? Mama, I think with you, yes.
I talk any things. I tell the truth. I was walking through Koke. A blind man said, he said, listen to Pastor Google every day. He is telling me what is what and who is who. I said, all right, well, hey, I need to go on that show whenever you call.
Wow, I hear you, Mr. Manning. So anything you want to share with Trinidad and Tobago before you leave? Because I really brought you on to share with Trinidad and Tobago and the viewers that you would have started an initiative in San Fernando East where persons who were unceremoniously lost their jobs at the URP, you would have brought a legal clinic together to get them some legal advice and stuff like that, which I find is really commendable. And also you shared with Trinidad and Tobago the importance of CPEP URP and what is happening in our community and the neglect by the Princess Town Regional Corporation, where we saw where the Torridale had a flooding over the weekend, was it?
Correct, yes, over the weekend. Ask them when the last time they cleared drains in Torridale. or when the last time anybody in Trinidad has seen the UNC counselor. They don't even know they have a UNC counselor because she's never there.
Wow.
Not one time.
Wow. And thank you very much for clearing up and sharing with the nation about the bill that persons are saying the opposition hasn't been totally clear with them about why they would have not supported the bill. And you would have come on this evening and shared with the nation why the country, why the opposition
I would say, Pastor Go, to the people of this country, we must stay vigilant. Whether you are a UNC supporter or a PNM supporter, whoever you are, it is our duty to keep our government in check, to ensure that they are doing things that are in the best interest of the people of Trinidad and Tobago, regardless of who's in office.
Let's take this last caller here. Let's take this last caller. I know that you want to leave.
No problem.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Pastor Google.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Mr. Manning, to you and your family.
Good evening, sir. Thanks for calling.
Welcome to a good program. I wouldn't be long. I just want to encourage something. The PNM, I mean the UNC, they used to protest anything, get a crowd behind them. They used to make that a living. We have the truth to protest, and you got to get the people together and make some protests. You got to have them uneasy.
Yeah.
And you have that power at your disposal. PNM has that power at their disposal. Up to now, not a match. We need to get matches out there.
That's not the case, sir. We did match with the CPEP and European workers, but I agree with you that we need to have some more civil action within our country. And I'm telling you that it is coming. Because I know for sure in South Flanders there are several issues that have to be addressed, and I'm not going to sit idly by and allow the constituency to be victimized just because they voted for the People's National Movement. That would not be allowed.
Yes, sir. All these CPEP people and all the other guys, we're supposed to have them on the road fighting for their rights.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, caller.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Well, boy.
You too, sir.
Whoa, you hot up the program this evening, boy, Mr. Manning, Dr. Manning. You hot up the program, boy. What?
This program always hot. I don't know what you're talking about.
You hot up the program this evening. I will have mommy watching. I will have mom watching this evening. Normally she does watch it though.
Possibly.
Yeah, normally mom does watch. When I saw her at Mr. Seed's funeral, she told me, she said, I look at the program, I look at the program. Very interesting. So I'm
sure she does.
I am really happy that she takes the time out. So let me take this opportunity to thank you very much, Mr. Manning, for being with me this evening. And we're going to have you on again because the budget, we heard that the Prime Minister said that the budget is in the first weekend in October.
Yes, we're waiting to see the magic that they're going to work with these numbers after the government cycle itself of funding and revenues. Like cancelling the TTRA, cancelling Dragon Deal, cancelling the reopening of the refinery. We want to see where the funding is going to come from to pay our bills, because this is going to take some level of magic. So we'll see how it goes.
Wow. Someone was asking, why did the PNM not pay the NIS workers the money that was due to them?
I'm not certain myself because I did not work on that issue. So I would have to find out, because I don't have a full context or backstory of that issue. It's been going on for a long time. It's 10, 15 years now, something like that. So
okay.
I don't have full information.
All right, I appreciate that. So we're going to have you back on to discuss with us the budget, the preamble to the budget, and then we'll have you on after the budget.
Yes, sir. I can't wait.
Right, I appreciate that. It would have been nice to have you in the building for that discussion, but we'll see how that go.
Absolutely. I will be here. I will be on your program first, Pastor Google, because, as I said, you are the voice of San Fernando. I can't leave you out.
Have a good evening, Mr. Manning.
Have a good evening, Pastor Google. Have a good evening to all of your listeners. Please remain vigilant and let's keep this government in check and hold them to account. All the best, everyone. Enjoy your evening.
Thank you very much for being on, Mr. Manning. So Trinidad and Tobago, you just heard, not just Trinidad and Tobago, but the world, you just heard the voice of Mr. Brian Manning, MP for San Fernando East. Yep. That's my member of parliament. And he was here with us, sharing with us his initiative that he would have, hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
I have one question to ask.
Well, Mr. Manning has left.
No, not to Mr. Manning. I was asking you.
You're asking me?
Yes. Well, you running the show. If you want to ask, you might ask.
Any level of rudeness should have to be because I had to deal with.
Anyhow. The lady say you are feels ghost. Right?
Yeah.
But how it is you're going to give ghosts a pay? You're going to pay the ghosts on them. And you're going to give them some kind of form of payment?
Well, 1 month salary.
Well, who you giving that ghost? You're giving ghost 1 month salary? A such a ghost you just giving us a 1 month salary? Come down, man.
I hear somebody.
What about the lawyer? Huh?
Go ahead.
What about the lawyers for the Venezuelans and them? The UNC lawyers for the Venezuelans and them? What going on with that?
The lawyers for the Venezuelans and them?
Where are the lawyers for the Venezuelans and them?
Who Venezuelans? I lost.
He lost. Those who just get deported.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what going on with that?
I think I saw where, who was it, boy? Miss Nafisa Mohammed. Was it Miss Nafisa?
Remember when they was getting, anytime they was going to get deported, so that UNC lawyers jumping up and, no.
Okay.
But we don't know, all of a sudden, remember, Madam Tibajan was getting on back to the next two with Venezuela. What going on with them?
Well, I think from what I heard a while some time ago, I think I heard it from Miss Nafisa Mohammed. I could be wrong. Somebody could correct me. But I know I did hear a lawyer say that the government will have a lot of money to spend if they send home or touch any of those Venezuelans who are incarcerated because they're serving their time. And if they send them home, they will deal with that. They will have to pay them to send them home, something like that.
Okay. Yeah, but I just want to know this.
So where's the mother told? Where's the mother told now, sir? You have an idea?
Last time I saw today it was 66 on the band show.
What?
266, but I think I see.
How it could be 266? It can't be 266, and the other day he had it at 268.
Well, two probably come back.
Come on. Don't live for the fool now. Stop playing me for a fool now, man. Don't do that.
Two people probably come back. Two people probably resurrect.
Don't do that. The man said, I have a picture of it.
But I just said, but that's what I see today, 266.
No, it can't be 266.
Well, I'm telling you what I see. That's what I see today.
Only misinforming the nation, boy.
I'll send you a picture of it.
Yeah, but I could send you a picture too. Only misinforming the nation. For all you doing with that.
Okay. I hear you.
Well, they need to stop it. All the yellow is the code, and all who vote UNC. Only need to stop this.
Let me go from here.
Only need to stop it, boy. I am tired of this. I watching the Don't come off yet, you know. Don't come off yet because I'm upset. You see this? Have you seen this?
If I seen what?
Have you seen this? I'm showing you something. You seeing it?
Yes, no, hold on. I ain't seen nothing.
Hold on, you want the live. Watch that story there. That story making sense?
You only seen you showing me something. I ain't seen nothing on the screen.
There is something on the screen.
Oh, yes. Nah, I didn't see that. I don't see that.
That's a joke or that's a real story?
I don't see that for the first time.
Is that a joke or is it real?
I don't know.
What really going on in this country here?
Just look couple inside classroom.
Papa laps.
Also, they have police in that school too. Okay.
Yeah, but my question is, what really going on in this place?
I mean, students running the thing, police them in that. You see, you make me say something I don't want to say. Have a good evening.
Have a good evening, sir. Well, then let me get real in this country now. So I'm running back to the story we played earlier on. So Philip Alexander.
CPEP and URP was meant to do two things: keep black people poor and stupid, and to put big money in finances' pocket. CPEP and URP is a money-making enterprise.
Will you hear that? Will you hear that? And I know people just get upset and play things over and over and over and over. But really and truly, will you hear that? Will you hear what that man just say? Are we happy with that? He's a senator. He is a senator in the Senate of Trinidad and Tobago. We're supposed to be calling him the Honorable Philip Alexander. Philip. What was his name? We serious? A man talking about black people? A senator coming on a social media blogger as a blogger and saying about URP and CPEP was what? Was for what for black people? To keep black people how? And nobody not saying anything?
CPEP and URP was meant to do two things: keep black people poor and stupid.
Are we serious? CPEP and URP was created to do two things: to keep black people what? Poor and stupid? Really? And nobody not saying nothing about that? You as a UNC, a black UNC supporter, you not saying nothing wrong with that? No, you're not saying nothing wrong with that, because here what pastor go tell you.
Welcome back. Let me say this. For those of you who have been die-hard URP supporters, it's not just PNM supporters, you got to understand, this is political. URP is a evil entity. That's what I'm going to call it under the PNM, because it's a gang-related entity. And I support the Prime Minister. If they're going to dismantle URP and even CPEP, dismantle it, because it's supposed to be an unemployment relief program. But here it is, you have these PNM supporters for 10 long years, a decade. All you are under unrelief support program, unrelief, unemployment relief program. Come on, or you can't be for real. So for those of you who think that you're going to stay there, you have had 4 months. You all know it's a political entity. When a party wins, that is what goes on. You all come in and filter. Now, you all were there for 10 years, a decade. Come on, for God's sake. I think this is the end of it. And I think that the Prime Minister needs to look at dismantling it for good. Dismantle URP. That's a PNM so-called frustrated, demonized, and gang-related entity. Let's put something that is viable so that people can have something good to look back and say they have done something.
Hello, good evening.
Good afternoon, Pastor. That woman, like you say, she's a pastor, so clearly she's misinformed, because I don't know if she understands. It's not these people you see on the road. If the administration in the office. But she's a pastor, right? So I will be there and I will try my best to be respectful. Anyhow, that being said, that next individual, I had the unfortunate discussion of meeting him a couple of days ago. He paused here and the shake man. I tell him I would not shake his hand. I tell him why I would not shake his hand. They say, oh, I believe for politics in the work. I say, I can't shake this man's hand. I can never shake his hand. Because every time this man go live, he has nothing good to say about people who look like me. And that disgusts me, because he looks nothing like me. So he can't tell me anything about me. He looks nothing like me. So he can't tell me anything about me. Where's he background? Where you go? Where you living? He ain't living no. He didn't go up nowhere I go up. He didn't live nowhere I ever lived. But you wanna come and tell me? But every time you become realize you also about black people, but you know nothing about black people. So I tell him, I said, I cannot shake your hand. Not even if I can pay to this, I would not shake your hand. You have a nice day.
Thank you very much.
Well, I just very the minister. I just him at the I'm not shaking your hand. Anyhow, that being said, I don't know who is these people, and if I see that pastor, I don't know, something or other what is one. She needs to do more informed. And let she know, it's not the people you see on the road, listen on. The people in the office, who the staff in the office, it's them that send home. But people just love to talk because the guy might get in front of it. Oh, she's probably getting pay me, you know. But like I say, she's a pastor. I go live there. I go try and be as most respectful as I could. I go on.
Thank you very much. Hello, good evening. Hello? Alright, caller, you need to call me back. Sorry about that. Yeah. So, Philip Alexander, he is a senator, you know. Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Did I shut up, sit down?
Shut up, sit down? Yes, that is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah, I shut up, sit down again.
Yeah, that's your friend.
Yeah, we say people sit there to stay home. I saw them, you see ties and offer the teacher. Just go there. You think empty them back to pass wrong, empty right now.
Shut up, sit down. Oh, let me remember that, boy. Oh my goodness. A little forgive that. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. Caller, you got through and you hang up. What kind of thing is that? Listen to me on your phone, not on the television. Listen to me on your phone, not on the television. All right, let's see if you get through again. Hello, good evening.
Pastor.
Yes, sir.
But you know you have belly to listen to that lady especially. You have more belly. You have belly more than Calabash, boy.
Why you say that?
I just only pass through the YouTube and watch it. I just cross it. That lady she needs psychiatric treatment. This lady I don't know if she has God or she tried to be evil. She said, you look at she have both. When she ready to be God, she be God. And when she ready to be evil, it's like the administrative people in the office. The people them who doing the tenders outside in the road, how them getting paid, how them getting the thing checked, how they getting their money, and you talking about gang this and gang that, and these people them that she talking about, she really don't know what they will do. She ever went and sit down and study what they will do. When you get rid of these people them, Kamala never said so when she was going around politicking and looking for vote now. She never said so. She said that when she get in power, she will carry on the price in the grocery. Will make every mothers and fathers when they go inside the grocery with a computer that they don't have to go with it anymore. What she do with CPAP and Forestry and all of them, all those poor people, she fired them. She sent them home. Who go in the grocery to buy things with computer with this thing in the hand and checking goes and all them things. Sorry.
All right.
It's the same poor people, boy.
Thank you very much. You know, I looked at the news earlier on today, and this story jumped out at me.
Of the news at this time, the government of Venezuela has warned Trinidad and Tobago and Guyana that if they lend themselves to an attack against Venezuela, then they will receive a response. The warning came from Venezuela's Defense Minister General Vladimir Patrino Lopez yesterday evening. He cautioned TNT against allowing U.S. forces to use its territory as a base to attack Venezuela. The senior Venezuelan military official said if TNT or Guyana lend their territories to potential U.S. military aggression against against the country, they would face a forceful response in legitimate defense. Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar did not respond to Guardian Media's query regarding Maduro's reported statement. Other senior government officials said the Prime Minister has made her position clear and has maintained it. They added that the Prime Minister will speak at the United Nations General Assembly on September 26th and will explain Trinidad and Tobago's position on everything.
You see, I don't know. You all are not concerned about that? Yeah, we're not concerned. Everything is a joke in this country, you know. Yeah, everything is a joke and a hee. Take a listen to this.
Okay, let's finally talk about this ERP thing. Now, you all know on this page, I try to talk nothing but facts and logic. So, hear me out. According to the allegations made, ERP, like CPEP, had a bunch of ghosts working there in gangs, aka ghost gangs, aka persons who are on the payroll but not actually doing work. And this practice is a bad practice that needs to be stopped. We can all agree to that fact. You all still with me? Okay. If that is the case, which I wouldn't doubt is the case, but if it's the case, we can clearly see that ERP and CPEP had workers because work was being done for the past how many years. So clearly they have workers who actually come to work every single day and do what they are paid to do. If there are ghost gangs within the organization, why not take office and remove the ghost gangs? Why not run an audit and see who is getting paid but not showing up to work, not signing any book, and fire them? What does the ghost gangs or the ghosts in the organization have to do with the hard-working men and women who actually used to come out there every single day in the hot ass sun to do their work? This is like having a dog with fleas, and rather than bathing the dog, you kill the dog to starve the fleas of a blood supply so the fleas can die. It's not only vindictive, it's also stupid. And anybody who thinks differently is an imbecile. Point number 2. I'm hearing the discussion that it was never meant to be a permanent job. It was supposed to be unemployment relief for 6 months and then you move on. Move on to go where? Where exactly were they supposed to move on to go? Have you all taken a look at the unemployment rate in Trinidad and Tobago recently? We have university graduates who can't find a job. We have people with experience who can't find a job. But there you all are trying to twist the English language to make it make sense, to pretend like the CPEP workers have all these qualifications and degrees and MBAs and masters, and they just don't want to go and take up an office job, so we're paying them $20,000 a month. So they stick in CPEP. And to get them moving, you have to fire them because they don't want to move on to bigger and better things. And let's talk about this bigger and better things, because I heard Mr. and Miss Man on the stage talking about you all can't just be grass cutters forever. Okay, until they get robots to cut the grass autonomously, somebody have to do it. Until they get robots and machines to cast a box drain, somebody have to do it. Not so? So let's not pretend like you all are going to take all these CPEP and European workers, get them 6-figure paying jobs somewhere in the Twin Towers, and then replace them with robots on the road doing what they used to do. At some point in time, somebody will have to be there. Point number whatever I reach, 3 or 4, I'm seeing parallels being drawn between Petrotrin and CPEP/ERP. When this so-called evil, wicked, bad-mind dictator we had before shut down Petrotrin because the country couldn't keep it afloat anymore, the announcement was made August 28th, and it was said that Petrotrin will close November 30th. 3 whole months out from the closure to put things in place. And then Petrotrin allocated $2.7 billion in payments to all the workers for their time and service at Petrotrin. So they had 3 months to prepare, and then they got money to go home with to continue life. He was a wicked, evil, bad-mind dictator. Remember that? All around the man who didn't care about the people, brought in somebody who cares about the people and the mothers of the land, and she turned around and sanctioned the firing of all the CPEP workers 1 month before school set to open, and give them a month's salary and say, yeah, make that do. And then 1 month after school open, hit the ERP workers for 6 as well. But this one cares. Who are you hypocrites trying to fool, trying to compare this to Petrotrin, where the workers got a 3-month notice and they got money at the end of it to go home? They didn't just go home with 1 month's salary. And you are trying to compare that to low-income persons who already living paycheck to paycheck, 1 month before school open and 1 month after school open. And then you have some low energy, low vibration people talking about they'll get called back, what they're worried about. Do you know how quickly bills just add up if you are already not making much money? And then that little money just stops. No warning, no phone, nothing, just poof, tomorrow's your last day. Do you know how much people had to borrow money to send a child to school? Do you know? A lot of persons. And they have to repay that money. So whenever they do get a call back, they're still in debt. They're going to be in debt for a long time. But she cares, right? She's the mother. She cares about the mothers. Rubbish. We all know what this is about. They say it every single time they talk. PNM. They consider ERP and CPEP to be a PNM thing because PNM started it and they want to start their own thing. So it could be a UNC thing so they can hire their own people. They even say it over and over and over. Just like how they said that the Independence Day parade was a PNM rally, and they somehow tied our Independence Day celebration to a political party and called it a PNM rally and stopped it, it's the exact same thing. They consider European CPEP to only hire black Africans who vote for the PNM. In their mind, they equate politics, race, and employment, put it together, and bust all of their throat. And you know what's the most messed up part? All this ghost gang talking. You can't hear nobody get arrested yet. You know, you can't hear nobody, no fraud squad involved. This minister wife get this contract, that minister get that contract. You want to have enough evidence to know that ghost gangs exist and the whole thing have to close down, regardless who going home or not. But I didn't have enough evidence to arrest nobody or bring a lawsuit against nobody. Nothing. Not even misbehavior in public office, nothing at all. But I've read this script before. What is going to take place? They're going to find some low-level staff member, right? Not the big fish of them, the low-level staff member. Parade them in front of the media like, yes, this person going to trial. Drag that trial out till the next general election, just so you can see, oh yeah, we're doing somebody corruption. Meanwhile, that low-level staff couldn't hire themselves, eh? All of this sick, it's a bunch of sick, vindictive people in power right now. I telling all of that. Me making out, I telling all of that. I'm putting it to you. Sick, vindictive people. Like I told somebody yesterday, they couldn't pay me enough money for me to watch my brothers and sisters struggle in life. No amount of money and bribery could have paid me enough for me to sit down and watch people in my community just sit down and starve. I watched a video earlier on, I come across this comment here, you make me vote UNC and I lost my CPEP work. Whether the man liked the comment too, Right? Anyway, whether this person did or didn't and they're just talking nonsense for public, I know somebody in Diego Martin who lost out twice. They lost their CPEP work. And then they lost their fireworks contract around Independence Day. They used to pop a little boot and sell fireworks to the trail and think that going too. But before I go, I want to play a part of the same video that's on screen right now. I want to play a part. Listen to this.
On the lower level, plenty of the ministers them do not be here, do not go these places. They don't see the ministers. I mean, plenty of all they just only see all on all the live, on all the IG, and they know all they're doing good. But at the end of the day, we are here for all they hire we to do that work, and we are telling all they.
Wait, hold on. Let's not speed past that. Let's hear that again.
We are here for all they hire we to do that work. We are here for all they hire we to do that work, and we.
You got it? If you ain't got it, don't even worry about it. But this is exactly why around election time when I was getting cussed left, right, and center. You nigga this, you nigga that, you like bottom African, you racist, so and so. Remember that? Remember all them students coming at me? Right? I ignore them. You know why I ignore them? Because I do come on here and lie. If it's not truth, if it's not the facts, if it's not logical, if I can't back it up, if challenge, I don't say it.
Stand your ground legislation has been a topic in the public domain for a little while now. And if you have questions, concerns, if you have an opinion to share, the PNM is inviting you to City Hall this Thursday at 5 p.m. to do exactly that. The PNM is starting its public consultation on Stand Your Ground legislation. So please feel free to come to City Hall to share in person with our panel. And if you can't do that, then follow us on social media, PNM's public consultation on Stand Your Ground legislation. See you there.
Your peace of mind is our priority. Prozone Security, your trusted partner in safety. With 24-hour monitoring and patrols, we've got your back day and night. Affordable, reliable, and always on guard. Prozone Security offers top-notch protection for your home, business, and everything in between. No matter the size, no matter the time, Prozone is committed to safeguarding what matters most to you. Contact us today at 767-7376 or visit us on Facebook and Instagram at KDF and Associates. Need security you can count on? Call us today. Prozone Security, affordable, reliable, 24/7 protection. Prozone Security, always on guard.
You give your hand to me and let me say hello, and nothing more can speak. My heart is beating so, and everyone can tell. You think you know me well, well you don't know me.
Hey guys, I am Nigel Okconor, a singer for all seasons. I am that voice that moves you for every occasion. I am that voice that celebrates life moments one note at a time. I am Nigel Okconor. You can contact me at 783-0054 or 754-3154. And oh yes, that's me singing in the background.
Alright, so I'm back with you, Trinidad and Tobago, and the world. So look at this now. I saw something on social media that really I'm realizing more and more social media, the persons who supported the United National Congress in the last general elections having some issues. They're having some issues. And what are the issues they're having? I want to show you something. I want to show you guys something. And it is sad because these persons put themselves out there, you know. They put themselves out there. They genuinely put themselves out there for the party, for the UNC. And now they're crying. They're crying. They are crying. You don't believe me? Take a look at this now. Let me tell you something. These people are crying now. They are crying, and you know, this woman would have insulted a lady from San Fernando and tell her don't come by the office, and she had to apologize. She had to end up apologizing for her statements. Because persons come down on her and said to her, hey, you can't do that. That is not how things are done. But you know what? Let me tell you this now. It's sad, you know. It's sad that now nobody is taking her serious. Nobody. She's actually crying out for persons to take her serious. She wants to know how some people get through.
For Kamala and the UNC to deliver what they are promising,
wait, just now,
it means a devaluation.
Yeah. That's what I want to play for you. This is what I want to play for you guys here. No, that's not it either. Where is it? Alright, let me get it for you guys. Sorry about that, huh?
Yes, now.
So this lady is crying. She is crying out to the UNC and asking them, hey, Olia, come now. I stand up for Olia. I fight for Olia to get in office.
Happy for you.
How will you forget me?
Pick up yourself. Ring leader. Pick up on yourself. But what I'm saying?
I want you all to listen to this lady. Take a listen to this.
Yes, now. I realize all they're not seeing man these days. All they don't know we live in some serious times. The place hard like banga. I want to pick up my girl, Tara. You get through. Pick up yourself, happy for you. Twiggy, pick up yourself. Ring leader, pick up on yourself. But what I'm saying, I think I'm black, please. See me too, that. Please see me too. Because like nobody that's seeing me. They're not seeing me. Gosh, I'm feeling forgotten. I love my people. I still support Yellow Code, but oh God, why is people not seeing me? Yeah, I seeing people, but people not seeing me. Anyhow, pick up on yourself. Out.
You're not seeing me. You're seeing everybody else, but you're not seeing me. Eh? You're not seeing me. How come they're not seeing you? Why they're not seeing you? Philip must have said it best. But listen to the Homeland Security Minister.
Given that the U.S. intervention, right, what are you noticing as it pertains to the Trinidad Aragua gang in Trinidad and Tobago? You noticing a peg back of the gang members? What you noticing since U.S. intervention about the Trinidad Aragua gang in this country?
I want to tell you, but I don't want to tell you at the same time, you know.
Tell me anything.
Well, what I can tell you is this. A lot of observation has been made. Probably you have some good ones.
Well, let me see, yes. A community center is a center for the community.
Given that the U.S. intervention, right, what are you noticing as it pertains to the Trinidad Aragua gang in Trinidad and Tobago? You noticing a peg back of the gang members? What you noticing since U.S. intervention about the Trinidad Aragua gang in this country?
I want to tell you, but I don't want to tell you at the same time, you know.
Tell me anything.
Well, what I can tell you is this. A lot of observation has been made. Probably you have some good ones.
Oh, are we serious? We not serious. ACP Wayne Meister sent on 16 months leave. You know why he was sent on leave? Anybody know why? Well, yeah. We sleeping, you know. We sleeping. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good night, Pastor.
Talk properly, or else I will cut you off.
All right, good night, Pastor.
Good evening, sir.
I see you playing some videos there, boy. How what going on there?
You hear what Philip said about black people? You agree with that? You agree with what Philip Alexander said about black people?
In a way, but European people are ready to keep black people on tough left them in a bicycle.
So just now we're talking about the office staff, eh? We're not talking about the persons who will do the work on the side of the road. We're talking about office staff. Those are the persons. Those the monthly paid. Yes, that's what he said.
And URP was meant to do two things: keep black people poor and.
I don't want. Listen to me. You know that? You know that for a fact? You work there?
I went down there and see she and like she run inside the building, but she see me down there. She shot.
Yeah, right. But asking you a question, so you agree with Philip Alexander the way he described the black people?
I say before Philip Alexander, you don't lose can by yourself.
Asking you a question, yes or no. This is your opportunity to say, do you agree with the way how Philip Alexander described the black people?
But Philip Alexander will be no more than me, no Philip.
No, I ain't going to that. I ain't going. And so you have a man who is not a black man saying that about your race, and you saying that. Hello, good evening.
Yes, hello, good evening, Pastor Google.
Good evening, ma'am.
Right. What I want to say is, when the lady go to the United Nations to talk on the 26th of this month, she will be booed. She is not liked in the region, the world, looking at this lady and this country. And if they don't boo her, it have people from different countries will walk out on her. These things happen when you go to the United Nations, and this foolishness that she carrying on with over and over with them set of reckless statements and put the country in serious jeopardy, right? It go have some tension inside of there from the international community.
Thank you.
I don't know if you're looking at that.
I will not look at that. You will be looking at that.
Yes, prepare yourself to feel real shame on the world stage she go in.
Wow.
Look at how we end up.
Yep.
Look how we end up. I was listening to you before and I in and out, so I don't know what you're really talking about right now. I just say, let me call and talk about it.
Yeah, well, I played that clip earlier on. I played that clip earlier on where well, you heard what Maduro them say.
Oh yeah. I know all what's going on.
All right.
But you see, they're not explaining to the people well about this whole situation. Let me see if I could put it in a nutshell. Why Venezuela is worried about us giving them base. You see, we living on to the western part of their country. Their country is the east. When you leave the east and you come into Trinidad, you're coming west. Right. So due to how we close to them on the western side of the eastern side of their country, on that side of the country, it's easy to invade by sea or ground, right? Also, that part of the country is very rich. It have all the tourism there, the good weather. The weather is like ours here. I don't know if people know some parts of Venezuela make very cold. It have a state, it have snow. A certain time of the year, it does have a little snow, right? And then other parts, they don't have sea coast. So the whole sea coast, this is why most of the vessels is coming here. So when it have bombing, right, with them vessels were leaving where they say it had drug, it's from the east coast, mostly the east coast that has leave to come on this side, right? So look out for more bombing in the northern part of Trinidad, right? So what I'm saying is, they don't want the U.S. to come here to send off anything from on that side in any big way, because it will damage them bad. It have a lot of refineries, gas, everything down on that side. As I say, it's the richest part with everything, tourism and the gas. So they don't want there to mash up. So they're not going to make any joke from the time the first piece of, what I should say, any vessel reach to be in our waters concerning the U.S., what the man is saying, he's going to make a response. He's not waiting for them to fire, or even if he get a S where they come in or they're on the way, he is not going to hesitate. People don't understand these people. Also, the vice president told them that she already have troops, and I would say the militia, in Monaga State, that is on the southern side of Trinidad and Tobago. When you come down the Orinoco River, Monagas is there. So when you come down the Orinoco, you cross the sea and you reach south. All this is why the fishermen afraid to go, because they arm the citizens, the militia, they arm them to patrol all the waters there on the southern coast of Trinidad and Tobago, where what they share with us. So no fisherman can go there. They will kidnap you, or they will detain you, whatever the case may be. And that, they all know we under siege. We under siege. Right? So this, I spell it out for people to understand that we under siege, and these people protecting the citizens. She even went on to say, Ms. Delcy Rodriguez, they're just talking on the back.
Hello? Hello? Alright, call. I don't know what happened there, but your call dropped. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Pastor Google.
Hi, good evening, sir.
All right. The lady have, she making a little point, but you know a lot of things that people forgetting. Putin is in the area, you know. Putin have his business hiding out there in the ocean, and they protecting Venezuela. So people could say what they want. Anytime anything start to happen, we go be casualty, or they call it collateral damage. So that is why Dr. Rowley wanted this Caribbean area as a zone of peace. But Madam Hotfoot who can stay in the Prime Minister's residence and run that down in Chief House to hide out. Go and carry you into the dragon mouth. The guys in state right now. There are plenty to worry about him. Okay. Have a good night.
All right, thank you very much. You know, I was talking about Meister earlier on, and I said to you that Meister was sent on leave. All right, I was saying that to you a while ago, that I just saw an article where they're saying that Mr. Meister, so ACP Wayne Meister, sent on 16 months leave. Why did he? Why? What?
In a stern ultimatum to the police executive, the Homeland Security Minister is telling them to stand behind the top cop or step aside.
At a passing out parade last evening, Minister Roger Alexander delivered what many interpreted as his own version of the Riot Act, signaling clear tensions within the upper ranks of the TTPS, declaring that the race for police commissioner has already been decided. Alexander urged the executive to rally behind Guevara in his mission to curb crime across the nation. For those nursing grievances or resisting the current leadership, Alexander told them to do the honorable thing and step down if necessary.
You cannot go forward in an institution where you are fighting each other. You're not loving each other. You're not supporting each other. If there are persons sitting there who thinks for one reason or another that they're no longer willing to serve, a piece of paper with your name on it, that you would have come to an end of your service, that you no longer want to serve, and have someone replace you. It's as simple as that.
Now, the minister said the time has come to change the game, and with a commissioner willing to lead that charge, it is necessary for him to have their support.
There's no application for commissioner of police, so there's no reason to feel hurt that you did not get through the job. Just do the job, or get out and let somebody else do the job.
You all heard that, right? Only hearing how that minister talking, you could imagine if Mr. Fitzgerald Hines had talked that way. If Mr. Fitzgerald Hines had spoken that way, would it be all now? That would have been the morning poll. Dylan Tony would have had a field day. The media would have run riot. The police welfare would have been up in arms. But everybody had to put a tail between their leg and not respond. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Pastor Duto. Did you hear that the United States blew up another boat in Trinidad waters tonight?
Was that?
Repeat. The United States blew up another boat in Trinidad's waters tonight.
But how they blowing up boats conveniently so? Over the weekend, the police would have intercepted a boat coming to Trinidad with marijuana or something like that. Another time again, they intercept a boat with guns, children, and Venezuelans. So them boats and them.
Last night they also intercepted a fisherman boat, the military vessel, and they held it for 9 hours. I sent you the video.
Wait, of what happened just now?
Yeah, I sent it to you.
Really?
I sent you the video of them blowing up the boat.
You serious?
Yes. Okay. And he just had a big announcement. Sent out a tweet. I can read the tweet.
You serious?
Here it is right here.
Donald Trump serious,
This
boy?
morning on my orders, U.S. military forces conducted a second kinetic strike against positively identified extraordinarily violent drug trafficking cartels and narco-terrorists in the SOCOM area of responsibility. The strike occurred while these confirmed narco-terrorists from Venezuela were in international waters transporting illegal narcotics, a deadly weapon poisoning Americans headed to the U.S. These extremely violent drug trafficking cartels pose a threat to U.S. national security, foreign policy, and vital U.S. interests. The strike resulted in 3 male terrorists killed in action. No U.S. forces were harmed in the strike. Be warned, If you are transporting drugs that can kill Americans, we are hurting you. The illicit activities by these cartels have brought devastating consequences on American communities for decades, killing millions of American citizens no longer. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Donald J. Trump.
Wow. Well, I got the message there. I am going to download it for the viewers and them to see. I'm going to play it for them.
I just wanted to repeat something I heard last night. I hear the price of fishing of seafood went up in Trinidad.
Of what food?
Seafood.
Yes. I spoke to a guy earlier on today, and he sells what do you call it?
So fishermen winning, right?
Wow.
Higher prices for their fish. When UNC win, everybody win. Good night, Pastor.
Thank you very much. Hello, good evening.
Hi, good afternoon, Pastor.
Hi, good evening.
Yeah, good afternoon, Pastor. I mean, that was this year. That's a news this afternoon. So I don't know if it's the same thing this call are talking about.
Which news was it on this afternoon?
I think I think the CNC tree from I think I
Okay, well I wasn't able to see the news this afternoon, so sorry about that. I am now privy to it, and maybe the caller know that at times I would have highlighted that, just like how I highlighted what Maduro said.
Yeah, I'm not going to say this is enough. What I really call this expect. Now there are a lot of people right now who just like that lady who showed talk about nobody seeing she. There are a lot of people who right now in she shoes who was more as diehard activists. I would have cost the win if it was an UNC, and they suffer right now in silence. And you don't expect Mr. Win, aka KFC, the boss of no UNC. He can't come and say Philip was wrong.
Well, you'll be surprised on other UNC shows he does bad talk the UNC, yeah? Because I have recordings of him doing it. On other UNC shows,
he go say by you.
All right.
He will because the classify you appear on the show. He wouldn't come and say by you. What they call it, what they consider and call it, because he was supposed to get, he was say, but you will not come by you and pass off nobody in the party. Yeah, what's on this thing? All
right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So here now, for those of you who didn't see it, I'm going to show you it now. I'm going to show you all it now. All right. For those of you who missed it, I missed it. All right, I missed it. So I am going to show you all it now. Okay. So this is the boat, and the US. This is what the caller was talking about. Drama in the seas, boy. Drama out in the seas. Trinidad and Tobago, are they ready for this? We ready for this? Are we really ready for this? Huh? I don't think we're ready for that, you know. Nah, we're ready.
Of the news at this time, the government of Venezuela has warned Trinidad and Tobago and Guyana that if they lend themselves to an attack against Venezuela, then they will receive a response. The warning came from Venezuela's Defense Minister General Vladimir Patrino Lopez yesterday evening. He cautioned TNT against allowing U.S. forces to use its territory as a base to attack Venezuela. The senior Venezuelan military official said if TNT or Guyana lend their territories to potential U.S. military aggression against the country, they would face a forceful response in legitimate defense. Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar did not respond to Guardian Media's query regarding Maduro's reported statement. Other senior government officials said the Prime Minister has made her position clear and has maintained it. They added that the Prime Minister will speak at the United Nations General Assembly on September 26th and will explain Trinidad and Tobago's position on everything.
Are you watching this? Are you watching this, boy? Trinidad and Tobago, we ready, boy? We ready? I'm gonna take your calls, eh? I'll take some of your calls. 3 4 464 7003. If you never called before, you can call now and tell me what is your view on what you have heard so far this evening. You know, we talk about this.
CPEP and URP was meant to do two things: keep black people poor and stupid, and to put big money in finances pocket. CPEP and URP is a money-making enterprise. That is why,
given that the US intervention, right, what are you noticing as it pertains to the Trinidad Aragua gang in Trinidad and Tobago? You noticing a peg back of the gang members? What you noticing since US intervention about the Trinidad Aragua gang in this country?
I want to tell you, but I don't want to tell you at the same time, you know.
Tell me anything.
Well, what I can tell you is this. A lot of observations being made. Probably you have some good ones.
My God. Are we serious, Olia? We serious like a heart attack there, you know?
Welcome back. Let me say this. For those of you who have been die-hard URP supporters, it's not just PNM supporters, you got to understand.
Hello, good evening.
Is political. URP is a...
Good evening, sir.
Sister Jenny talked about the NIS payment. She said that it settled before. So the PSA didn't do anything about it because the board does negotiate for the NIS people and them. So she didn't do anything. That money was already there. So she just wants people to feel that UNC get that money. She said, but that money was always there before. And that lady that making that sort of comment, that picture lady, as I say, like Tolman, I won't say anything about she, but these are the people, when they had apartheid in South Africa, these are the people who give Mandela real trouble. That type of people. And if I was going to she church, I'd jump out. I wouldn't go because she not there, because it have people who work in CPEP going to that church. How they will feel when somebody like that are agreeing for shit to loss about.
All right. Thank you very much, caller. Thank you very, very much. Well, you think it easy? You think it easy? You think it easy? Boy.
If you're
This
UNC,
bastard, them forget this
if you're
message by the Prime
TPP,
Minister. You know.
PNM, PEP,
See these statements
or
here by
any
the Prime
other
Minister?
affiliation, I see you.
I
You'll
want
be
you to
treated-
listen to your Prime Minister, Madam. Because the Prime Minister that you support doesn't preach what you preaching there.
If you're UNC, if you're TPP, PNM, PEP, or any other affiliation, I see you. You'll be treated equally and fairly.
Lie.
I made a
Lies.
promise that everybody will win.
Lie.
And I plan to fulfill that promise.
Lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lies. You know what I'm telling all you? Lies from the pit of hell.
If you're UNC, if you're TPP, PNM, PEP, or any other affiliation, I see you. You'll be treated equally and fairly.
Lie.
I made a promise that everybody will win. And I plan to fulfill that promise.
Wow. Only fulfill any promise? Only feel any promise? Hello, good evening. Hello, caller. Only feel any promise? Only fulfill any promise? Keeping the promise? Only leave me alone, eh? Leave the eye alone. Yeah, we can't be serious, boy. As a nation, we have to wake up. We have to wake up as a nation. When will we wake up? When will we realize? A man called tonight and he said we should protest. Okay. Well, when the SOE get lifted, I hope to see him up and in front in the protest. Right? So I await to see. Again, I want to thank Mr. Manning for being with me this evening. and Mr. Manning would have shared with us something that he's doing in San Fernando East to help the URP workers. Boy, Trinidad and Tobago, I am just waiting to see. Everybody waiting for the budget. Only remember what the man say about the budget, why he can't get sponsor for the program, because he's waiting for the budget. Alright, so here's where I have to leave it. Here's where I have to say my goodbyes, my thank you to everybody who would have joined me this evening on Constructive Talk. Yep, all of you who would have joined me this evening on Constructive Talk, let me say thank you all very, very, very much. And take a listen to this.
Okay, let's finally talk about this URP.
Oh no, that's not what I want to play. Sorry. This.
One day, a scorpion stood at the edge of a wide river. He wanted to cross, but couldn't swim. Just then, a frog hopped by. "Frog," the scorpion called out, "would you carry me across the river on your back?" The frog looked at him suspiciously. "But you're a scorpion," he replied. "You might sting me." The scorpion shook his head. "If I sting you, we'll both drown. That wouldn't make sense, right?" The frog thought for a moment. The scorpion had a point. "Okay," he said, "climb on." Halfway across the river, the frog suddenly felt a sharp pain in his back. The scorpion had stung him. "Why did you do that?" cried the frog as they both began to sink. "You'll die too." The scorpion and said, "I couldn't help it. It's just in my nature." Morale of the story: be careful who you trust. No matter how convincing their words may be, their true nature will always reveal itself.
The information provided by the speakers and/or presenter on Facebook and YouTube is for general informational purposes only. All information is provided in good faith. However, Constructive Talk makes no representation or warranty of any kind, express or implied, regarding the accuracy, adequacy, validity, reliability, availability, or completeness of this information.
So, I said I was leaving, but there was a story I wanted to show before I leave. There's a article that presented itself today, a reminder to some people that I believe a lot of people forgot. And I want to show this before I leave. I want you all to take a listen to this. Take a listen to this.
It was a long day at court for 10 fraud accused, arriving at the Port of Spain Magistrates Court at 7:15 a.m. yesterday and leaving shortly before 7 p.m. It took at least 3 magistrates to read to the accused 1,200 charges of fraud arising from an alleged incident in which they swindled $22.5 million from the San Juan Laventon Regional Corporation over a 7-year period. The accused appeared before Magistrate Kerry Honore shortly after 9 a.m., jointly charged with the offences. Because of the amount of charges, Honore requested that the accused be sent to different courts where magistrates would read the charges and have them returned to her court individually, where their attorneys could make bail applications on their behalf. Talat Ali, 33, of Northern Avenue, Valsain South, had more than 200 charges of conspiracy to defraud and falsifying documents. He was accused of unlawful payment of wages by falsifying payroll documents for salaries from $8,000 to as much as $9,900 and disposing of the cash in smaller sums at Grand Bazaar and Valpark. Urshad Ali, Renika Gaya, Nizam Ali, Kenwin Charles, James Rogers. Honore took roughly 5 hours to read the charges starting from 10 a.m. until noon and resumed after 4:15 p.m. Ali's attorney, Larry Williams, appealed to Okconor for bail to be set at a reasonable amount, since his client had no previous convictions and was the breadwinner of his family. He also said Ali willingly surrendered to the Anti-Corruption Investigations Bureau, cooperated with investigators, and does not pose a flight risk. Despite objections from court prosecutors, Ali was granted bail with 2 sureties in the sum of $1 million each. Brandon Dilba, 26, and Kenwin Charles, 49, were jointly charged with 30 counts of money laundering and fraud conspiracy. Dilba was also charged with the possession of marijuana at his Curep home. However, Okconor transferred the matter to the Tunapuna Magistrates Court. Dilba and Charles were granted bail with 2 $1 million sureties each. James Rogers Julian, 40, of Chumamonka Avenue, Diego Martin, had 81 charges of fraud. His attorney said, despite the serious nature of the offenses, Julian has only been arrested once for having marijuana in 2001. He was granted bail with 2 sureties in the sum of $1 million each. Attorney Melissa Guy represented Masood Ali on behalf of Larry Williams, 37. Ali, 37, was charged with 54 counts of fraud. He was granted $3 million in bail. Attorneys Sean Casabon and Laura Guevara represented 28-year-old Urshad Ali, who was charged with 100 counts of fraud. Casabon said his father, Hasib Ali, the owner of Ali's pharmacy in Valsine, was named as his surety and he was granted $2 million bail. Zahir Mohammed of Valsine was represented by C.J. Williams and was charged with more than 100 counts of fraud. He was granted $2 million bail. Sadiq Mohammed, a 28-year-old electrician, was also charged with 100 counts of fraud and was also granted $2 million bail. He was charged with 20-year-old Nizam Ali of Aranguez. He was also granted $2 million bail with surety. Ali's common-law wife, Renika Gaya, was also charged with fraud. Attorney Kavita Buru represented her and told Okconor that she had no previous convictions. She was also granted $2 million bail. The 10 accused were expected to reappear in court on August 28th.
So I wanted to play that for you guys. What I will do, seeing that we're talking about ghosts and corruption, I will do a replay of ghosts and corruption under the UNC. We're going to look at the Superior Regional Corporation, the Miaro Regional Corporation, Princestown Regional Corporation, Shoguanas Regional Corporation. We're going to look at all of the corporations that were held and are held under the United National Congress and see who is before the court and who is not. So, this is me doing a program promo. Join me as we look into the ghosts and the corruption under the UNC. Have a good evening, everyone. Thank you all very, very much for being with me this evening, again on Constructive Talk.
The information provided by the speakers and or presenter on Facebook and YouTube is for general informational purposes only. All information is provided in good faith. However, Constructive Talk makes no representation or warranty of any kind, express or implied, regarding the accuracy, adequacy, validity, reliability, availability, or completeness of this information.
like African, and the next prefer East Indian. But this way of choosing leaders is a disgrace. Yeah, why? Because a leader must help his country to rise. A good leader, be able to motivate and then mobilize. A good leader, and a leader must be one whose vision is clear, holding ethics and integrity. Yeah. A good leader. Oh yes, a leader should be humble and polite, not wrapped up in ego, arrogant, always picking fight. Not a tyrant or a dictator. That is not what this country needs. That will only make my nation lead. His first goal should be service, not self-advancement or greed. Blessed is the one who was born to lead. Oh, good leaders are born, not bred. Setting standards is get trade. Blessed is the one who was born to lead. A mentor, a teacher, a trainer. Experience is their greatest tool. Should be discerning, yet forever learning. One who doesn't gladly suffer fools. And in a world that loves a maximum leader, he must know when to let go and delegate. Must be the most able of his peers, not driven by petty fears. And though he can, don't always dominate, because a leader must be blessed with wisdom also. A good leader. Oh, when to take in front and when to follow. A good leader. And a leader must be the one to set the template. So those coming after could duplicate. A good leader. Oh yes, a leader should be humble and polite, not wrapped up in ego, arrogant, always picking fight. Not someone seduced by flattery. That is not what this country needs. Not stumbling about like a tumbleweed. His heart should beat with courage, not be coward or weak-kneed. Good leaders are born, not bred. Being a mentor is their trade. Blessed is the one who was born to lead. We don't want someone always thinking small. No, no. No, no, no. That's not a leader at all. At all, at all. One who always booze, drinking alcohol. It's time to decide. You cannot run, you cannot hide. A firm stand he must take. Don't sit on the fence, because a leader mustn't drift like sinking sand. By the courage of his convictions, he should stand. And a leader can't bend with every wind that passes.
The information provided by the speakers and or presenter on Facebook and YouTube is for general informational purposes only. All information is provided in good faith. However, Constructive Talk makes no representation or warranty of any kind, express or implied, regarding the accuracy, adequacy, validity, reliability, availability, or completeness of this information.